Hey, what's up, everybody? This is a quick video on this amazing article that I found on Medium.com. If you don't know Medium, it's basically a blogging platform that really caters to just high quality writers that are usually short reads. They do some really interesting things, like they don't really go into dating their material. That if it's great material, it's going to kind of keep on being floated around the featured list and those kind of things. Again, they're short reads and they're really any topic, but a lot of the topics, a lot of the things center around things that are usually applicable, practical, a lot of thought pieces as well. And I really haven't come across a article on Medium that I didn't like, save this one particular writer who, I won't get into too much detail about, but essentially she's just over the top social justice type of writer who's kind of just so extra. I mean, one article is like totally solid, and then the next article is just she contradicts herself and it's totally off part. But that's a side rant. Sorry about that. But for the most part, you're gonna love reading these articles. Um, so this one is 14 systems you need to stay focused, organized, and productive in 2018. And I love this opening sentence. You don't drift into productivity. You don't stumble upon focus. These things don't just happen to you. They must be carefully crafted by you. So these are systems, and I'm a big systems person. Whether it's trying to do a system to organize, how to do laundry and make it have it done effectively, whether or even my business or consulting and even onboarding new clients. I have a system for a lot of things. And yeah, this is a system for. There's the first one, which I think is probably the most important one, which is a great reason why you want to start with this one. A system for doing deep work. If you haven't heard about Newport, you should definitely check him out. Deep work, rules for focus and success in a distracted world. Um, a system for managing your incoming messages. This is great, kind of part of deep work. But I mean, there is we get notifications, and so having one central inbox is really could be really powerful because then you're not floating around different apps, which then could be another distraction. So yeah, I know BlackBerry Hub is actually a big one, and yes, they actually have an Android app. And that's always been a classic go-to, but this one is another newer modern interface for that. So Station, check that out. A system for saving content to read later. This is interesting because you come across things on various platforms or various, um, uh, places, whether it's a YouTube video or a article. Like, I know for sometimes I get distracted, and I don't have to feel the need to read the whole article, as long as I know I can tag it to read later, and then if I get to it, great. If not, no biggie. So if you don't have a tagging system to save content later, or bookmarking system, then that could be a great system for you, because you catch yourself, and right before you go into that black hole of article and article and article and then YouTube video, you kind of just say, okay, I'm gonna stop yourself, bookmark it, tag it, whatever, and then keep it moving. So that's a really powerful thing. So you use this Pocket for as one of them. Zapier. I am a big fan of trying to keep things in the tools that I already use. So I use Asana, and Asana has a Chrome extension that where you just kind of you click on the Chrome extension, you can add the to-do list item, and I have a tag that says read later, and then that's where I keep all my stuff. So I have a to-do list system, and included in my to-do list system is a read later system. A system for saving and securing passwords. I actually don't have one. The reason why is because LastPass not too long ago was compromised, and I'm just not a big fan of keeping all my passwords in one service, or any service. To be honest, I just have a naming convention and how I do my passwords, and probably not the strongest passwords I have, but definitely not the weakest. And I really just have a database of password hints on my Google Drive account. And so, yeah, I just kind of, and I even have like a separate secret Google Drive account for that. Like I have a totally separate, document for that. So it's not even attached to the ones I use regularly. So I just kind of keep that on it's actually a Google Sheets, like a spreadsheet. And I just have the hints for those passwords, and also have dual authentication. So a lot of my services, I have to get a text message for me to log in. Um, Managing your tasks. I borrow from getting things done a lot, but also from different from other ones as well, like bullet journals even. So I'm a little all over the place, but I'm actually pretty happy with where I'm at. I'm still constantly improving upon my bullet journal. It's actually a very loose version of a bullet journal, not really much of a bullet journal. It's more like a planning journal. And you know, uh, this so basically, this is what I do. So for short-term tasks like I had to do within 2 weeks or so, I put it in my planner, my journal planner. For things that I just not sure I'm going to get to that might not be as urgent and time sensitive, I put it in my Asana. So that's kind of how I work around that. So it's almost like Asana becomes my to-do list bank, and then my journal tends to be more time sensitive, like kind of things I got to keep on the radar in the near future. So that's how I've been happy with that. um, System for capturing notes. He uses Bear, which is like a simplified Evernote competitor. That's pretty new. That's been getting a lot of popularity since it came out. I think it's only for Mac, but I use OneNote. I am looking for a replacement for OneNote, but I'm kind of landing like it's because I don't really, as much as I like OneNote, sometimes it's a little cumbersome. It's not really the best for organizing your notes. They got better with their new redesign, to kind of mimic what Evernote has. But I don't know. I guess maybe I over tagged or over organized things, but it's just I don't know. It's not quite there yet. I don't know if I should split it to two different note taking systems, for stuff that's more like a scratch pad type thing, and then stuff for references and just record keeping materials. I don't know, but I'm just not. And then also I use Linux a lot, so I don't really have anything for Linux for OneNote except for the web browser version. So I'm kind of looking for like something that's somewhat native, or just I don't know. I really miss Evernote in the sense that I could just hop in and start writing, and I guess kind of you just kind of lose yourself in the note versus Evernote, where you see all your tags to the left, and it just, I don't know, it's kind of like not overwhelming but distracting. A system for reading. Um, I didn't. This is a great to have a system. I'm just scratching the surface on this. This should be interesting. So it says, because he uses Bear books to read, and actually I have a similar tag or a similar notebook in OneNote where I do keep track of the books I've read and also the books I want to read. Actually, it's not in OneNote. Actually, here it is. My notes of my readings are in OneNote, but my list is in Asana. If that makes sense. Um, and I just kind of like stumbled into that. That was by accident, really. And I like having my notes in one place for a book so that I can go back to it and just kind of get the highlights, which is pretty nice. And I can share it with other people too. A system for recording achievements. I don't have this, and I really should. Um, I mean, I used to have it at the jobs I used to work at, but then, it'll be in their system, be in their accounts. I should really have it where it's independent, my personal Gmail, my personal OneNote. So I got to do that. That's a good one. Um, he has a note called achievements also in Bear. And you notice some of these things start to overlap in terms of their use case, which is really good. A system for remembering dates and times. Obviously, Google Calendar. Personal, work, and family. Um, I I use Google Calendar for like important dates, but where it's like involving more than one person, more than just besides me. Um, but for the most part, I'm actually using my planner, and I've been really happy. So if I have a meeting with someone, yeah, I do the calendar invite, but I never really go crazy with that. We're scheduling my day on my Google Calendar. I used to be hardcore with that. I had some funky stuff I did with Google Calendar where I used it as a to-do list system. I themed my days and all that stuff, and it worked for a while, but I just noticed that it's not sustainable. Whereas my planning journal, it's like half planner, half to do list, like a to do list, an agenda, and a calendar all in one. Um, I find that's been super, super solid. Where I've been pretty much using it regularly on a out of about 7 days, I'll use it like 5 or 6 days, and then the weekends are kind of hit or miss because I kind of know what I got to do, and I just kind of do that. But even then, it kind of slips by. So yeah, so a system for remembering dates and times. Um, I think I'm probably gonna do some more research on this, but I think I guess people of my generation, was born in '85. Like, we're in this weird period of, like, we have this, like, affinity for the pen and paper, but we also grew up with the digital tools, and we're not always 100% at home with one or the other. And, I'm kinda thinking that the ground I lose from not using, digital systems, it's made up for, like, abundantly more by using the pen and paper systems, even though there is some loss of efficiency. So it's like, yes, there's a trade off, but I think it's coming down with the research that you're finding with focus and pen and paper and not looking at a screen and all those things. Like, I think you're winning out when it comes to pen and paper stuff. So I'm using pen and paper for most of my dates and times. Um, the system for filing documents. I want actually want to take a look at this, um, because I have a system that's similar to David Allen, um, that just had you just name it by the company, and then you just stuff all those things by the company name and alphabetical, and you have to keep a lot of space so it's easy to organize, and all that stuff. And right now, I'm actually at a time where I'm purging, so I have to go through all my stuff and see and just get rid of my 2016 documents, bundle that up and store it somewhere, archive it, and then save, give me a lot more room. I might even do 2017, so it's like only 2018 documents. But sometimes you need something from the last year, so you've got to keep it on hand. But yeah, so I'm thinking about doing that and free up some space. But um, I don't store. Actually, this looks like a okay, yeah, so he's talking about filing documents digital and physical. I am not that hardcore where I'm scanning document. My dad had that scanner called the Neat scanner that was supposed to be like really solid, really good, and it just broke after like 18 months. Like, it just sucks. Um, it just doesn't scan all the time. The software is crap. And also it saves it in a format where it's like a pain in the ass to convert if you want to export it and do other stuff with it. So at least maybe I was using it correctly, but it's a pain in the butt. So I use obviously a mix of Google Drive and OneDrive for my stuff. And yeah, I kind of want to share with you guys. Maybe I could share with you guys how I organize it. Because I think it's kind of interesting. At one hand, um, I forgot I got my two-factor authentication. My cell phone's upstairs. I'll skip it, but I'm gonna do another video for that. A system for backing up photos. Um, I use Google Photos, and that automatically backs up my things. And then I get to free up my phone space when it's uploaded. So my thing is though, it takes forever to do it, and you don't always know for sure if it worked because I found sometimes um, there's some photos or some videos that just they take forever, and if they don't finish, they don't, there's no real notification. So I don't know. I think I might go back to syncing it with my hooking up my phone to my computer and just doing it that way and just dumping it. So I just dump it and then clear it and then boom, keep it moving. Because Google Photos just is really slow, And I take a lot of pictures, but not that crazy. A system for developing your skills or learning new skills. This is interesting. I know for 2018, I want to learn how to code. That's my goal for this year, and I should already behind on that. But yeah, I gotta show up. I gotta set aside time on my schedule, maybe the mornings, that kind of thing. So yeah, I already know the class I want to take. But yeah, there's some stuff. A system for using social media. This is good to be really mindful. Like, do you have to be on every single one? How do you use? What's the goal and purpose of one you're using? How much time do you want to spend? There's actually some apps and extensions that give you a limit of how much time you can spend per day or per week on social media. So you'd be a little more mindful, intentional with that. So that's pretty cool. I know for Tim Ferriss and others, like they're really big on batching. So it's like, you don't need to check social media throughout the day. Just check it once a day. I mean, you're not missing anything, really. So I want to go back to that. There was a short time where I was doing that, and it was amazing. It felt so great to just like not constantly putting myself in that exposure of Facebook and all the stupid stuff. But yeah, a system for maintaining important relationships. Um, this is interesting. Using TickTick to remind me to keep in touch with friends and family. Um, and there's different apps for that. That's pretty cool. Oh, that's cool. So yeah, basically, it's an app that kind of schedules when to follow up with something. That's pretty cool. So yeah, that's I'm like this article is I love this is why I love Medium because you have people who care about this stuff actually go into great lengths to really just focus your energy with these read, eats, and listens. This is great. 13 Chrome extensions I used as a digital marketer. Like there's very practical stuff on Medium and great reading. I mean, the layout is really easy to read. No crazy ads. It's just enjoyable. And yeah, so check out this article. Try to put in some of these things into practice, then see what sticks. And I am definitely learned a couple things here, and I hope you did too. Yeah, I just wanted to nerd out with you guys. Catch you guys later. Peace.